Hi guys, it's a guy from Ben's the Farm, and today I just want to educate you or mention a few things about the use of herbicide on bean farming. As you can see on the video, I'm doing some spraying on the beans, and I would like to mention just a few mistakes I did while spraying them. So I've never done this before, so this was the first time on using herbicide to kill weeds. And just to mention, I used two types of herbicide. I was just testing which one will be at least more effective than the other. And the first one was Mr. Bean Plus, which I did around 2.5 acres. After that, I used also Bean Clean, which I also did about 2.6 acres. So I did a few mistakes here and there because I believe I did not get the correct instructions from the agrovet. So what I did on Mr. Bean Plus, I did 50 mLs per 20 liters. And as you can see, spraying densely, it's like I was I was drenching the soil with the herbicide, and at the same time I was also spraying the leaves on the that is the bean leaves, and that was mistake number one. If you are spraying herbicide to the beans, please make sure you don't spray the bean leaves. Just try to find a way you can maneuver around the bean, and don't drench as I was doing. That was a mistake. As a result, I ended up okay. I did these two around, as you can see, they're kind of planted in furrows, and I did these two around three of them, three furrows. So I was like drenching on the land. So within around 3 days, the three furrows dried up. Okay, of course, the weed was killed, but the beans started drying out. Mistake number one. So I'll advise that when you're trying to use the herbicide, do not drench, do not spray on the beans, but just spray around the bean on the soil. Something maybe I've forgotten to mention is you go to spray the herbicide 2 weeks, either 2 weeks or within when the weeds are having 2 to 3 leaves. If you wait for the weed to have around 5 to 6 leaves, maybe the herbicide might not work. You'll end up doing the weed manually. So as I mentioned, if you're doing this, do not drench. Just spray as you pass. Do not spray on the leaves. Spray around the bean, and the weeds will die. So after doing just spraying partially as I walk, and not spraying the leaves, the piece of land which I did on that is it's doing well. It's doing well. The bean has already recovered. Something else I'd like to mention is right after you have done your spraying, please the next day use optimizer to relieve stress on the plants. You can mix it with any other foliar you feel like using. So this will relieve the stress because somehow the plant gets stressed but it recovers after like around 3 to 4 days. But it's good to make it recover faster by using optimizer or any other foliar. And just to mention, you just have to spray once, because what happens is it kills the first weed. So by the time the weed is growing and all that, the plant will have formed some shade and also grown tall, and the weed will not affect. Yeah, so I believe I'll bring another video concerning that, just to show you on the progress and all that. Like I mentioned, this is the first time I'm doing herbicide on beans, but I'll be bringing you feedback on the same. Maybe in the next 1 week I'll be traveling back to the farm. Leave it to my family as farm managers, just to supervise the guys working in the farm. It's some kind of phone call farming, but at least I have some managers on the ground. Please make sure you visit your farm frequently just to monitor what is happening. You might be having another question. Oh, something else. Make sure after you do the herbicide, you spray herbicide, at least there will be a period of around 3 hours before it rains, because when you spray and then in like 30 to 1 hour time it rains, rain is going to wash away the herbicide and it's not going to be effective. So make sure it's a good day. I know it's hard to predict when when it's going to rain, but try as much as possible to at least be 3 hours after you have done spraying the herbicide before it rains. That is something else you need to check on. And as you can see on the farm, it's been raining heavily, and yeah, we're trying to work on it. Try to find time when it's not raining, we start working on the farm and all that. Just to mention something else, there is a portion which I was late in spraying the herbicide, and the weed have really grown, and I have to do weed manually. So please make sure at least when the weed is 2 to 3 leaves, that's the time to spray. What I'm spraying here is selective herbicide, and it kills anything else apart from the bean plant. You do it right, it's effective on the farm. You do it wrong, it doesn't work. You will have spent money on buying the herbicide, and at the same time do a repeat work, and maybe pay for more labor to be done manually. So just a recap of what I said. 2 weeks after you're planted, when the bean is has 2 leaves. The other thing is, do not spray on the leaves of the bean. Make sure you maneuver around the bean. Do not drench the soil. Do it partially, and it's going to kill the weed. Spray once, do not repeat. Once is enough to kill the small weed, and by the time it's regrowing, the plant will have grown and formed some shade. Weed doesn't grow on the shades and all that. So hoping with that, at least I've got to educate you on something, and I believe this is the way to go. I believe most of the guys will say that herbicides are not supposed to be used, it stresses the plant. The plant never get to yield as expected. But you spray, and then after that, use a stress reliever like optimizer. Do weekly foliars, and you're going to maximize on the yield. With that said, I'll be bringing a follow-up video in the next 2 weeks just to show you the progress, and also show you the difference between where I sprayed the Mr. Bean Plus and the Bean Clean. Yeah, just to check which one is more effective, and advise further. Yeah, it's your guy from Benster Farm. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm trying to learn, and I chose to learn with you guys. Please subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, which is by the name Benster Farm. Comment, advice. Let's grow together. Thank you. Enjoy yourselves.